I'm so grateful for you to join us on tonight's episode. I am so excited about this episode. The lesson on life is bullying, eyes wide open. More than 13 million American kids are bullied at school, online, on the school bus, in their hometown. 13 million, can you believe that? Young people experience this as violence in their community more than any other type of violence. I think that's just crazy statistic for us to be going through, and that's just in America. Today we'll discuss the experience of an extraordinary young girl, Miss Clara Huff, and her experience of being bullied. Clara will share her story, her journey, her triumph, and her mom is also here to talk about how she served as an advocate, not just as a mom, because you'll meet her and she doesn't just stand by. So she's going to talk about her experience as well, and I'm just so excited to talk to them. So again, welcome to the show, Miss Clara Huff and Miss Fiona Huff. Give them a hand. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for so much just wanting to share your story with me and with the audience. So I want you to feel comfortable, okay? And so tell me about Clara. Who is Clara at school and in the community?
Clara is the creative person, the interpersonal person, and musical and logical person.
Mm-hmm. So I understand you're involved in some other activities, some not necessarily groups, but you do some artistic stuff at school?
Yes. I do artwork in school, and I'm not in the art program, but I do music and arts and sports.
Wonderful. Okay, what kind of sports do you play?
I played cheering, track, soccer, and I'm trying out for volleyball.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And she's maintaining her grades, right, Mom?
Yes, she is.
Yes.
Honor roll for the first 9 weeks as well as perfect attendance, so I'm really happy about that.
So I throw that out there. That's right. You heard that, okay? I'm really proud of you, and I only just met you a couple of weeks ago, but I was just so impressed by you and your presence. She's very mature. She's very creative, as she said, and obviously talented. And her mom is very proud of her. And so we look at her, and as an adult, as a mom, anyone would be proud of you, Clara. We want you to know that, it's not just me saying this, but it's a community of people, and I'm sure you feel the love as well, people who will be proud of you. So we say, parents, you send your kids to school, how do they get into a situation of being bullied? Someone who's trying to do their best, someone who's on honor roll, someone who is just trying to live their best life, how does that happen to your child? How does that happen to a wonderful person? So tell us a little bit about your school and how that started for you.
It started when I was in 5th grade when I first moved here. I met my best friend, and so we hang out a lot, and it started with rumors that we were a homosexual couple, and so people started looking at us funny, and then the teacher talked about it after the assembly, saying that you don't know what they are and you can't judge a person. And so then I knew immediately that they were talking about us.
Oh.
And then it progressed to when I started middle school and I was cheering. I got alienated for 2 years on the cheer squad.
Okay. Alienated meaning they wouldn't let you join, they didn't want you involved in it at all.
And they didn't really talk to me, so I was by myself a lot.
Okay. Anyone saying anything to you or making comments or those type of things?
They'll make comments, and then sometimes they'll say it behind my back or say it next to me where I can hear them, and then I'll be hurt by it.
Yeah.
Like they say I would screw up the team or I would F up the team.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was very offensive.
Did you, as you went through your journey of being bullied, did you see other people being bullied as well?
Yes, I did. And most people were small, they were quiet as well like me. And so it was sad to see it happen to them because they didn't do anything wrong to deserve it.
Okay. And is this something, Mom, that you can, as you're advocating, we're going to come over to you, that you see that's happening to a lot of young people?
I think what happens is when you are the type of student who focuses on your schoolwork, that you are liked by the teachers, and that you have anointing and a calling on your life. Children see that, adults see that, and they don't know how to process it. They don't know how to congratulate you, but because they don't have it, they decide that they're going to point that out and try to pull you down with it. And so for me, like, I always talk to my children in the mornings. I anoint their heads with oil, we pray, and I tell them they're going to have a good day. We have conversations so that I know exactly what's going on. And so as those things began to happen, I made sure that I was at every track meet, at every basketball, football game, wrestling match, because I knew what was going on. And it was unfortunate. I couldn't understand it, because when you see her, and not just because she's my child, when you see her, you think to yourself, how could this happen? How could it happen to somebody who's so sweet, who's so loved, but she's not that typical teenager, and because that she stands out. But I told her that she was chosen, handpicked by God.
That's right.
And that she has to rock who she is and appreciate who she is. And over the years, from the 5th grade to now, she has found her core set of friends that love and support her. The teachers, from the school police officer to the principal, they love her. And so, like I said, she has that core group of friends that support her. The library supports her. So she's now in a space where it doesn't affect her, it doesn't bother her. She knows who she is, and she's owning it. And in fact, she just did the big chop last night on her hair, but I embraced that. I'm known as the liberal mom to some of my friends because I support her and what my son does. So I'm just happy that she's at this space in her life where she knows who she is, she owns it, and and we just try to encourage other friends. She's told me that some of her other friends have been picked on because they are different, but different is beautiful.
Different is beautiful. Different is beautiful. And I applaud you, because you really are speaking to the parents, because it's really hard for your children to be going through so many difficult things, especially when it comes to bullying. So as a parent, like, how hard was it for you to have to, sort of deal with the bullying? I know we've talked a little bit about the things that you did, but can you share what it is that you did to advocate for her, to sort of help her get through this bullying situation and bring it to a close?
Well, I believe in making everybody in the school that's an administrator, a principal, my BFF, my best friend forever. So with the school safety officer, I talked to her because she would always speak to me, because she would always see me at the games. And I told her what was going on. She said, well, anytime that Clara needed to come and talk, let her know. So
Beautiful.
Making them, advocates for you, because they can watch your children when you're not there.
You're not there. You can't be there all the time.
And I had a conversation with a guidance counselor. Parents, please know who your guidance counselors are for your children. I talked to her and let her know what was going on in the school. Because two of her former cheerleaders actually were the ones that was doing something in school, and they sat at the table together, and I couldn't understand. They were okay, 6th and 7th grade, going to 7th grade. So what happened?
Then they changed.
And then they changed.
It's high school, middle school, it happens.
Yeah. So just making sure that the right people know what's going on. So I believe in having a track record.
Yeah.
Because it's for that child who is quiet, never says anything, then all of a sudden they go postal and there's no track record where this is what was going on. So just letting the right persons know what's going on. And then talking to your children every day.
So I want you all moms to know, all dads to know, there is something you can do. I think a lot of parents don't know what to do, so they sit back. And so I wanted you to just show who you are, because I knew you would, because you are an advocate. And I want to keep calling you that, because she shows up to the PTA meeting. She shows up to the meetings to advocate when there is no meeting. She creates a meeting. Let's talk about this great thing that you just did. You just wrote a book. You're an author.
Yes.
And so it's called Letters to My Bully, right? And so tell the audience a little bit about your book.
Well, the book is about a bunch of us girls from around the country, and we're writing a letter to our bully, but not saying her name, about how we felt and how we've been able to overcome the challenges of being bullied.
And so the book was just released, right? How can people purchase the book?
her website, which is facebook.com /Clara Huff the author, to be able to get more information about the book and to purchase the book.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And you can definitely reach them on Facebook. And also you have a business as well. Can you share that with us?
So my company is Powerhouse Media Group, and I love the tagline because it's when you step into your power, you become a powerhouse. And that's in anything that you do, whether it's being a single mom such as myself, whether you are a talk show host, or just really owning who you are and stepping into your power. So the website is www.stepintoyourpower.net.
I'm excited. I'm excited that we had a chance to talk about bullying. But we're going to talk some more. I got some deep stuff. I got some stuff that I need you to understand because this is about bullying and opening your eyes. And so I want to give a round of applause again to Miss Clara and Miss Fiona Huff. You did an awesome job. Keep doing what you're doing. You are a beautiful person from the inside out. You as well. You guys are an amazing team. Thank you so much for being on the show. We'll be right back. For me to speak into your life. Today's segment is about bullying, eyes wide open. I called it that because it's time for us to open up our eyes and really understand bullying and what it does and the consequences that follows bullying. Bullying is more than the schoolyard fight. What does a bully look like? I really want you to follow me. I really want you to understand what a bully looks like. And I want you to ask yourself the question several times throughout this segment, are you a bully? I want you to ask yourself, do you use strength and power to harm or intimidate those around you? Ask yourself, do the words or actions persecute, oppress, tyrannize, harass, torment, intimidate, or dominate? Do you do any of those things? Are you a bully? I want to stop and talk to you a little bit about what the professionals say about what bullying is, the professionals like myself. From studies on aggression and violence, we know there's a lot of studies out there. I teach in my social psychology classes about Milgram's 1974 study about the power of coercion, the power of social network, the power of helping people to understand what it means when an authority figure or people of power are around you. We know that people intimidate others when more people are around. You ever notice that people feel the need to say more stuff when they're around a group versus when they're one-on-one with you? That's part of that study. But these studies on aggression and violence, they teach us that some of these things should not be happening, but they are. It's sort of a natural part of who we are. We know that bullying is not something that just started. It's a huge part of our culture. The issue is that it has become a crisis in our nation, and that bothers me because people don't even know what a bully is. When they look in the mirror, they don't see a bully. They look out into the world, they look out on the news, and they can say, you're a bully. But can you look in the mirror and say, I'm a bully? People often circulate rumors saying, I don't know if it's true, but I heard. Tell me that's not a rumor. Tell me that's not still part of bullying. Are you a bully? Where does bully stem from? Again, it's not just a kid with a low self-esteem, the person who's not getting enough attention at home. Now, it can still be that person. It can still be that adult person. So for all of you who think I'm talking about the kids, I left that a long time ago. We're talking about the adults right now. So we're moving into that because I need you to understand what bullying truly is so that your eyes are wide open. Some adults are weak, filled with insecurities, trying to make themselves feel better by looking at somebody else's weaknesses or putting people down. We thought we left that in middle school, but we didn't because it's all over Facebook. I want you to understand what a bully really looks like. Their motives may be malicious. It could be jealousy because they don't like the way you look, as the young lady said earlier, because you're different. But you were made that way. You're beautiful. It could be vengeance. It could be hatred. It could just be you're just a meddler and you just like being all up in other people's business. Are you a bully? I want you to think about that. How does a bully grow and how does that bullying spread like fire? You, and you. That's what it takes. People say, well, I didn't start it. That's the same thing that we talked about in our social studies and our research. People like to put the blame on other people. They told me to do it. It wasn't me. I just shared the information. It wasn't me. I just passed it along. It was you. You helped spread. Bullying doesn't happen just because one person said something. It spreads like fire because you shared it with so many other people. And now with language and social media, it spreads just like that, if not faster. And now you've ruined somebody's life. What are the consequences? Slander can destroy a man, literally, and people don't think about that. So I want to take this second to talk about that because it's important that we understand what a bully and what bullying truly looks like. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. How many times have we heard that? Many people die because of what people have said, and they don't understand the physical and the psychological effects of bullying. Kids are getting beat up, literally. I don't know if you've seen the documentaries, seen the news. Your kids at school are being slapped, being beat, being kicked. People are being tormented. People are being pushed out of their jobs. You know, saying false things about people can almost make somebody lose their kids because you made an accusation. It can cause someone to doubt their marriage because you planted something. You put something in that woman's mind. You said you saw something, but did you really? Just because you were looking for something bad. One of my all-time favorite things that I hate to hear is one that I heard people say to tell somebody to go kill yourself. Who would say that? Who would say that? And it made me think about the two suicides that happened. One where it was a young lady who was already feeling ostracized at school, and this other young girl didn't like the girl, so the girl's mother set up a fake online page to tell the other girl that there was a boy at school, an actual boy, but the boy didn't know anything about it, that he liked her, but it wasn't the boy feeding the information. So this mother, grown woman, playing along online, telling this young girl things like, I'm in love with you, you're really beautiful, and after a while, all of a sudden just breaks up with her. And then tell her how disgusting, how ugly she is, and go kill yourself. What does the young girl do? Go kill herself. These are serious accusations. There's another instance of a young man who was struggling with his homosexuality, living his life, minding his own business, until his roommate decided to video record an incident and share it with all of the online world. Think about how embarrassing that is. What did he do? Harm himself as well. I want us to really think about what it means. You know, sometimes you think, well, it's about the person, it's about their self-esteem. No, it's about my character, and I care about my name. It's something that I work on every day of my life. So for you to come along and say something about me, okay, it takes a toll on our mental health. So it can happen to anyone. People have, been questioned. You can be questioned, but for you to spread rumors, for you to spread lies, that's really unfortunate, and that is a part of bullying. Next, I want to say, what must we do? In America, you're supposed to be innocent, until proven guilty. But with bullying, you are guilty and no one ever looks for proof. That's a really unfortunate thing. One of my students told me the difference between the United States and America is that America is the best part of us. And I thought about that for a second, and I want you to know that I really agree with that. Because in my America, we care about each other. In my America, we love each other. We fight for each other and not against each other. So with all the violence that we have going on, there's a part that we play in that. We need to stop feeding the lies. Parents, you need to stop being on the phone. Your kids are right around the corner listening to you gossip about people. You need to stop talking about people as they just left the room. And you don't think that's a part of bullying. And they don't take that to school. And it's spreading like wildfire. We need to be careful of what we do. We need to practice our character. What happened to teaching your children about honesty and integrity? You doing things at work and you talking about it at home, you don't think they're picking that up? How you talk to so-and-so at the church, how you talk to so-and-so at the store. They're picking those things up. You're coercing people to do the things that you want. They're picking those things up. Are you a bully? It's not just about the kids, it's about all of us. And like I've said earlier, I want you to understand that bullying involves everybody. But if we want to prevent this thing, it also involves all of us. We all have to be involved and understand our part and not spread things that are not true. And love our differences. As you heard the young lady say, part of the reason of the bullying is sometimes because you're different, because people see you as weak. So I want to empower those young people who are different, who are smart, who are beautiful in your own way, whatever that means, to be you. there's a lot of people that are going with the crowd. So if you stand out, I know I did, and so, and I love other people who are different, but different takes you on a journey that's an amazing journey. Going with the crowd, it may seem easy now when you're in middle school and you're in high school, but I want to encourage you just to be yourself, to love who you are, because I know high school seems really hard and it seems like there's no end after high school, but it does, it ends, okay, and real life starts, okay, but this is your real life now. Love yourself, love who you are. Love who you are. And to the rest of the world, understand bullying with your eyes wide open. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back with your community resources. This is our community resources. We've been having an awesome time talking about bullying, eyes wide open. And now it is time for you to get some resources where you can find some help. I have with me 3 wonderful guests who are going to introduce themselves and give you resources, tips on where you can find them so that you can get the help that you need if you are experiencing any of these things. We'll start here with Mr. Boone.
My name is Randy Boone from Suffolk Public Schools. I work at the school board office, and my primary job as coordinator of personnel services is to work with the schools to help them to identify children who may be subjected to bullying, also to work with teachers to help be able to detect any type of bullying that may occur in the school division. Primarily what we look at is any form of conflict that may occur, and from there we try to investigate those things and follow up. And if there are other outside sources such as police or child protective services that we would need to contact, then we would do that. You can contact us at the school board office, or you can also just simply call your child's school if you have any concerns. But my office is at school administrative offices, and you can call me at 925-6750. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Boone. Mr. Boone is in Suffolk, Virginia, right?
Yes, ma'am.
However, if you're in a different city, again, still contact your school board and get the resources that you need. Sometimes people look at the school board and they think it's just a building, there's some people in there, they don't want to come and visit you. But you see this friendly face, there are resources out there. You don't have to go through this alone. And I love that you said there are resources not only for parents, but also for teachers. And I think that's really important to point out. Mr. Randolph Boone, give him a hand. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning, my name is Tanya Jones and I'm with the Western Tidewater Community Services Board. I am the Wellness and Promotion Services Manager there at the board. We offer the opportunity to provide evidence-based groups that do address the subject of bullying. We do partner actually with the Suffolk City Public Schools. We do have an office located on Saratoga Street. If parents need information, they have questions, they can call us, come in, we're always there. Our location actually is 135 South Saratoga Street, and if they have questions or just need intimate information, they can feel free to contact us, and that contact number is 757-942-1969.
Beautiful. Again, I just want to thank you so much for being here, and I love that. Evidence-based programs, that means things that have worked, things that have been researched to help you to progress in your life if you're experiencing any type of problems related to bullying in the school system, as a parent, as a teacher, as a child. We want you to seek the help that you need. Officer Rose.
Hi, I'm Keith Rose, Deputy Sheriff of Southampton County Sheriff Department. I'm the resource officer for Southampton Public Schools, all 6 schools. I'm the liaison person between the schools and the students. I'm their big daddy. So a lot of things that come as far as bullying is concerned, I believe in observing and watching kids.
Yes.
And when I do that, they can't talk to anybody. A lot of things happen. So I'm there to give them resources. I give bullying classes to the teachers, give bullying classes to the students. I even bring the parents in to talk to the parents. And also, I also go to the homes and talk to them also. And one of my biggest assets is that the Sheriff Stutz will allow me to go many places, even off duty. A lot of hours are not even included in my duties to talk to parents and kids. So if you want to get in touch with me, Southampton County Sheriff Department, 653-2100 or 653-8175. But I'm so excited about also being a pastor and also being a police officer. In between those two, a lot of lives, a lot of children are being told about what bullying is all about.
And I do know Officer Pastor Keith Rose, and he is an awesome asset to the community in the Southampton County Schools, but also I know in the surrounding areas as well. And so it's important that we have a team of these professionals on this stage right here, because bullying, like I said earlier, it does include all of us, and prevention will take all of us. And so sometimes people don't understand who to talk to, they don't know who to go to for resources, but now you know you have a number of resources. You have the school board, you have the community services boards, you also have, you know, your local churches, your local pastors, but also the sheriff's office. Sometimes people feel so lost, and what bullying can do, just like any other type of abuse, it can make you feel isolated. And so for our young people, for our parents, for teachers, you're not alone in this journey. There are people that you can call to get the help that you need. I want to again thank Pastor Rose, Ms. Jones, and Mr. Boone for being on the show. Give them a round of applause. And thank you, audience, for joining us for another segment of It's Life Changing. Just remember that I'm here to bring a little bit of peace into your living room. And peace, it does not mean to live a life with no noise, trouble, or hard work. It means to live that life, going through the journey, and in the midst of that, staying calm in your heart. Thank you again for joining us for It's Life Changing. I'll see you next time. God bless you.